Many of us often wonder as to where we're heading and where we've been. In the white culture, I was taught about the good spirit of the Virgin Mary. And not knowing any of my own, I did ask about getting to realise my own culture, as in the Aboriginal side of me. Funnily enough, a lot of people are embarrassed, and this is what came out. They were embarrassed to ask about their own culture, because not only do you see my culture there, which has come out quite strongly, going from below to the top, because what's above the sky is the supernatural. Now you see the sky, you'll see the actual goanna spirit. You can see the speed trails behind its back leg, even in this dream time, which is your lifestyle and mine, is the pace that I've had to lead. But I'm looking up there now, and through the weave and dodge I've seen the spirit, the Aboriginal spirit, the window. I'm looking through the window now, and it's the window of Aboriginal spirituality. It's just come through. And from here, you will notice not only the amount of dots that are in that painting, because it's not dots that we're looking at the actual concept, and the concept shows you from the white culture as we're cruising across the land, and we're looking at this is actually where I've just come down from. Hello, we've just jumped into here. This is the good spirit crushing that hill and locking in and destroying the evil lizard man that killed the blue-tongued lizard, who was a friend of the woolly wagtail. And the woolly wagtail, in human, as all animals and bird life were in human form, the woolly wagtail cut some of the hair off for them for their hair belts, so they were virtually indebted to woolly wagtail, and this is what they did. That's Kanga and Euro. And you can see Kanga with the anvils on his feet. He means business. Now this is the totem, my totem. It's the emu, who was, you might say, conned down to earth, because as you can see in the human form, the blue representing the shape of the head, and the brown yellow representing the wings and then down to the body. And you can see that's the wicked native companion Courtney. She's conned me into clipping my wings, come down to dance with everyone down here, and you'll enjoy it much more than up there flying. And there's me again, but fly. That's with my wings clipped, of course, don't forget that. And flying, son, but going nowhere. Whereas down on earth they were dancing these strange beans, and of course then the next thing I knew was there was an egg left. There was an egg left. And that last egg, I don't know, I'm not having a shot at anybody, but the last emu egg was thrown so hard it burst and turned into what you're looking at now, the origin of the sun. And that is becoming a sunset over the ocean at Arnhem Land. That you'll see in its dimensional brilliance came from the supernatural, and the supernatural being the Gundahroo, the spirit of the stars. And in the spirit of the stars, as the universe must have a balance, and the stars give it that balance, there I have one of the dreaming and of the dream time. On the blue side, with the spirit of the pelican, we have the dreaming, and on the right-hand side, we have the dream time, which is your lifestyle now. As you have a closer look into that rock pearl on the right-hand top corner, you'll see a face of a freed spirit right beside it, larger than life, the skull from whence it came, and yet ripping out of the jaws of the rainbow serpent, leading back to where it came from birth. This, of course, is the jewel in the crown. What got me was how my face appeared in the sky without trying, and if you look in the centre now, you'll see the full-blooded Aboriginal from the Kakadu missing tribe, which the Kakadu National Park was named after. This is absolutely heaven itself, to be able to have got to this standard, and no normal human being, for what I've seen, has produced such detail, and that detail came in through me as a medium from the spirit of Gundahroo, which is the spirit of the stars. And I equate all that with a belief in a good spirit, as you'll see the emus in the sky too. And you'll see with the good spirit, you look for good, you'll only find good. And believe me, I know that is good. The jewel in the crown. And you'll see now, look at the water, you'll see the way it comes to you, the colours of the rainbow and the curl of a snake. This late, and at the end of the day, the great Creator, seeing how great the world looked with light, rekindled the fire. Each day he rekindles the fire, and then we see, having a look at an icon of the great Creator in the water. It's clear as crystal. You may believe and you may not believe, but I feel with vision you can see. And anyone with honest vision knows to open his conscience and accept that honest vision. I know who I see, but I'll leave it to you because I see 2 or 3 there. I see 3 of the spirits that have helped me. That's what I see. I hope you all got a buzz out of that, because it was a buzz. Tell them, my God, there's me at the start. That's before the spirit entered. Look at that, please. Look at that for a lout. And that's himself in pretty good nick still. Yeah, it's a young lout. And that's Revs. Revs I got from an Italian friend, and he was pretty cool too. He sort of taught me a couple of tricks about weaving and dodging. This is absolutely the start of it all. This is from the good spirit. The star, you may say the star commander. Look at that sky below, the spirit of Gundahroo. Or is that the spirit being hunted into the cave? That's up to you. The earliest Coogee, as he's looking down and saw strange beings. The platypus with the spirit completely right within it. As you look into its back, you'll see its spirit vision. And remember that long, sharp claw. It is the poisonous of cobras. Look at this. I saw that for Mary Cairncross Park. I had to paint it. They were the early contemporaries. I was known as Blackie then. Still an honest man, but I've given it a fair go, you know what I mean? So we got to write up in this mag called Noosa Blue. The people up there are really, really good. Don't you mistake.
Yeah, I'll ask you to just talk about him a bit and I'll film it. So you want to tell the stories?
Yes, I will.
Okay, go for it.
Are you ready for it now?
Yep.
Yeah, well, that top one, that's Tilbrookie. Now, that's Tjulbruke, Tilbrookie. Tilbrookie got the sad news about his sister's son. His nephew had killed his own totem, which was, of all things, an emu, which was my totem. That one pulled me up then. It freaked me out a bit. But at any rate, getting back to the point, was after having to take the body all the way along the coast to where he had to lay it to rest. And any time he filled up with grief, that grief would turn into tears, and the tears would touch the earth and would turn into springs. And all along the east coast, where all these springs have sprung, and it also can be proved scientifically and geologically. Then Tilbrookie, looking down, saw the ibises at peace in the water. He said, their life seems wonderful and without any of this hassle. And then he saw a crack in the rock that the sun's rays were shining through. That's how he saw the crack in the rock. The sun's rays were shining through it. And being a spirit, he decided to come through from the other side, from the dreaming, from the other side in through the crack in the rock. And as you look through here, you'll see the feathers forming. And if you see the whole concept, you'll see it's one big feather of this area coming down. But you'll see more feathers coming down through here and here and here. And then he decides to change himself into an ibis. And that's him there, Tilbrookie, looking letting his spirit metamorphose into the ibis. It changed over. Metamorphose to most of us means death. In a lot of cases it means life, the start of a new life. And then this one down here, that is the grass tree, which often is called or commonly called the black boy. And when you look at that, you can see a black boy. You can also see a butterfly. You can see what you want to see, but what you will see is a South Australian sky, the Flinders Ranges, right there. And that's something you'll never forget. This here was going to be a tree, but there we go, Gundahroo has come through me and changed it into the face, the broken face of a cave. And if as a face comes out, the light is broken by the width of the breaks in the cave. The light of the sky, that is absorbed. Then we fly down to the platypus. As we can see here, I'll bring him up to the light, might as well be a layer about it. And you'll see that as it goes further down, the platypus gets smaller. But in real life we know the platypus, we know him well. He leaves you alone if you leave him alone. He looks so innocent, but yet one of those poisonous claws, mate, is 5,000 times the strength of a cobra. That's the platypus, because he's got it in his spirit as well. Never read a book by the cover. That's the platypus. And then, is this for a private movie or is this going to the uni?
Well, yeah, it'll be seen by other people.
Then we have over here is life.
It'll be seen by your friends, people who know you mostly, maybe some haters as well.
We're born on the land, and there we have the land and the sea. And you can see birth from where birth come from. That's innocence. Innocence itself. And then we look down here across to here and we see, I'm watching you. Look at the eye on that fella. I'm watching you. We're up at, listen to that effing horn out there.
That's someone's car alarm.
Someone's car alarm. Anyone you ever say, you know what they do? They just stand there and scratch their balls while someone's car alarm's going on. They're a nuisance. Or take the rotor out, like I do. It's quiet. But you're looking down there into the sanctuary of the Mountain Creek King, and that is the butcher bird. And as soon as they were able to fly, she brings them to me. They hang out on the clothesline, not to dry. They're not wet behind the ears, that lot. They're very smart, that butcher bird. And the incredible part is that the young ones of that generation come back and help rear the young of the next generation. And they really teach us how life should be. But don't you think for a moment it's all peace and harmony in there, mate? I see them fight to live. Those birds, they attack one another up among those trees. So our life's pretty good compared to what we'd have to put up with. But this one here, going back into the spiritual, there's many more that will be coming your way. But yet, we'll put a cut on it at the moment, Tice. We have seen all the others.
How do you want to sign it off? Just saying this is Gundahroo signing off.
Mm.
Actually, do one.
So this is.
Go and stand over by him and I'll put the light on you. Don't forget to say son, just like Mick Jagger said to you.
What is this? That's what I mean. And this is the spirit of Gundahroo, man. So gentle with the hand. So very, very gentle, and that creates beauty with that same hand. But that same hand has more uses. Like I think all of us, we need that little bit of health. Son, I'm still a lair and I love it. I'm still very human, still a lair, That light's a bit brighter, or am I a bit brighter than the light? Now what we're going to do is understand one thing, that the Gundahroo is the true spirit, but it still allows me to be myself when I've dropped the brush. Once I've dropped the brush, that means I've dropped my bags. But it doesn't stop me from stepping in among this lot. Oh, you see this one here? A few dots in that lot. So a steady hand. And that one. Did you hear that thump then?
Yeah, it wasn't.
That was that far from my toe.
40 kilos there, black man.
So, son, if there's anything else that I feel I've got to turn around, man, so we swing around here. Still got the lair there. But we're all human, we all do our best to do our best. So there's much more coming. This is only the tip of the iceberg, so I can only say to you, you've got a lot of laughs to look forward to, but a lot of beauty, and the main and most important thing, the truth. That's what you're going to see, and it'll be beautiful.